Welcome to the Daily Shift, where we transform what is to what you want it to be. This is your host and your guide, Raquel. I am so happy that you are here with us today. You can go ahead and connect with me at your GPS for success .net. So maybe you're here because you're like, what is this about? I'll let you know what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to transform and release some things because for those of you who are entrepreneurs, and that's why you're here, you might have heard, charge your value. And that belief system might be why your business is like having ups and downs. You might have stagnation, frustration, anger, bitterness, resentment, any of those kind of things might be happening because of this belief system that you need to charge your value. And I'm going to tell you why that is a total BS and why you can never charge your value. So this is how it came about. Then we're going to clear this belief system and embed the truth in us in order for us to be successful. So this came about, I was thinking about this the other day. I got an email from Eden Carpenter. I'm on her email list. And she was talking about, moving into neutrality when it comes to money. She had, the gist of it was that, she kept on quantum jumping, and then she had like a $900,000 a year, and her nervous system was all like wacky still. And so she decided that she was just going to really go into neutrality around money, and be like, okay, I basically, it's like the color green. Right? It doesn't excite you anymore. The money doesn't, to move herself into not being excited by money. And so she's like, okay, like the color green, I appreciate it and I notice it, but I'm not excited when I see the number green, the color green. And then like the next year she had only 800,000, but her nervous system was very calm. And so that email kept on like playing in my head. And I thought, and it was coming back to like, ooh, like I always say, like, money's not my master. I'm money's master. And as a single mom of 3, I always have everything that I need. Things that I need always show up before I even need it. That's the kind of wealth I'm flowing in, is like I always have more than enough, and it always comes in before I need it. But I want to go into like this next level of overflow. And I had been buying into this myth of charging your value. So how does this tie in with the money and the value system? Is that if you are not hitting your income goals, your business goals within a certain amount of time, if you're putting a time period on it, what happens is that then it starts your imposter syndrome, right? Because now you're tying in your personal value to your charging. And if you up your prices, because everybody's telling you, oh, do high ticket, up your prices, charge your value. But then if nobody is buying into that number, what happens? Now you might think, well, I'm not charged, I'm charging my value, and this is how much I'm worth. But then if nobody is buying it, Booski, how are you feeling about yourself? This is how imposter syndrome can get in there, because then you feel like a fraud because no one's paying you in that amount. The truth is that you are priceless, right? And if you start equating, now we don't say this out loud, but see, your subconsciously, your mind has connected the dots. You are valuable when you bring in success and a monetary value. And if you are not making that monetary value, if no one is booking you or buying your products at that higher ticket, that higher level, right? Then you start to feel less than. And you're like, I feel like an imposter because I know what I do works, or I know these products work, but people are not buying them because I'm charging my value. There's a difference between charging your value, the mindset, and charging the marketplace. They're completely two different things. They look similar, but it's different. Just like moving in flow and hustling look similar, but the fruit is different. And so if the fruit of you believing into the lie to charge your value, right? You should be charging your value, but the fruit of it is imposter syndrome, procrastination, feeling unworthy, feeling less than, then that is the belief system that needs to be changed and released. Because the truth is, you are not more valuable when you are a multimillionaire, because your subconscious knows the dots, following the dots. If you are more valuable because you're charging $10,000 an hour, that means those who charge less are not as valuable. And if I say that out loud, you're like, no, well, I know that's not true. But subconsciously, because you have bought into this lie to charge your value, subconsciously now, it can be an open door for when you get to that point, you might end up treating people less than. That's how people like, oh, they really changed, they're making a lot of money, they think they're better than everybody else, they get haughty, pride comes before the fall, all those things. This is also a way for you to keep your heart right so you don't get into pride. Because if I have the conversation with you right now, you will say, no, I am not more valuable because I get paid $200 an hour, $300 an hour, $400, whatever it is you charge, right? Than the person who's making minimum wage. So as long as you buy into that lie, you are allowing yourself to then attach yourself to lack. Because now you feel less than. You're allowing yourself to attach yourself to imposter syndrome. You're not an imposter. Your shit works. You know it. Your products work. You know it. You're not an imposter. You're not a fraud. You're attaching yourself to feeling unworthy. You are not unworthy. You're made on purpose for a purpose. And today we're going to reset that. So I wanted to lay the foundation because I ended up talking to my EA, Angie, and we did an EFT together and we cleared that out. And since we've done that in the last couple of days, so many things have fallen away where I'm just like, I don't need this, I don't need that, I don't need that. And it's been easy. Sometimes we cannot create the healthy boundaries or discern the right moves to make because we're buying into one of these false belief systems, this myth for you to charge your value. Honey, you're priceless. You're priceless. Especially if you're a transformational coach, how can you put a price on someone's life that in one session, one moment, one interaction with you, or a few of them, their lives are changed forever? Even if you do products where their lives are changed forever. Or, you might like, well, what I do is more vanity based, it's still creating an atmosphere of beauty and excitement. It's changing them. How can you put a price on what you actually do? You can't. That is different than charging. When words have power, and when you use certain words, they have a weight to them. Charging market, right? You can assess your skills. You can look at the market and see what they're paying. What's, the average. And there's always a bell. There's a lower, there's a mid, and there's the other side, right? You can figure out where you fall on that scale and then charge what the market is bearing. And you will get to the other side of the bell, which is the higher, the higher. But most people are going to fall in the middle, and you can charge if you're not sure how to price things. That's what you do. Look at market, because what happens? Then you can charge market. You'll feel good. Your nervous system's not getting in the way. You don't feel like an imposter. You don't feel unworthy. You don't feel not valued. You don't feel unappreciated. You don't feel bitter or resentful because you did the market research. Versus tying your value to money. You are not ever going to be able to charge your value because what you do is fucking priceless. And you, in your own sovereign being, you're priceless. You're never going to be able to charge your value, ever. Ever. All right, so let's clear some of this. Let me, we're going to be tapping in the belly button area, which you can't see because I don't have like two cameras. So I have my little ticker tape in the bottom. We're tapping around the belly button area, and while we're doing that, you might be able to hear it. I'll try to slap it louder so you can hear. Because that's your solar, your I am center. And so some people call it the solar chakra. Don't get all in your feelings if you don't like that terminology. It's just a term some people resonate with. If it doesn't resonate with you, then don't call it that. But it's your I am center. Why is that important? You're never going to go any farther than how you see yourself and your sense of self. Even now, you can start tapping it, slap it, use it like a drum. And let's just repeat after me. If you're new to tapping, it's called Emotional Freedom Technique. It's an amazing thing. You can do a lot of research. The research shows, and I know for myself, this is one of the things I use for biohacking. How I've been able to release 4 inches off my hips and 7 inches around my belly button area in less than 2 weeks. We'll be doing more of that today in the Society of Sacred Alchemists. I invite you, if that is of interest to you, just go to yourgpsforsuccess.net for more info. But you're never going to go any farther than your sense of self. It's one of the main pillars of manifestation. I talked about that on Monday. So if you want more information around that, then I invite you to go watch it, because I also give you a worksheet so you can embody the 4 pillars. All right, loves, repeat after me. Today, I take responsibility for my life, which just means I have the ability to respond. And today, I am taking my power back, because I didn't even realize that I was sabotaging myself. I was the cause of the procrastination over some BS that I believed. Because it sounds good, doesn't it? Charge your value, up your prices. Yes, I resonate with that in the moment. But I didn't realize that by using that word, value, I was opening up the door to imposter syndrome. And maybe that made me feel bitter, resentful, sad. Maybe it made me feel frustrated, angry, because I'm doing everything I know to do. I'm paying all this money to coaches, spending all this time learning, spending all this time networking. I'm going to swear now. I love Jesus, but sometimes I swear. It's coming out. And nothing's fucking working. And if it works, it'll work for a month, and then it blows up. And it's like, wah, wah. And then I have to hustle to make my numbers. And then I don't want to tell people about it, which then feeds more imposter syndrome. Because things are not happening the way it feels it's supposed to happen. The whole time I've been trying to charge my value. But what I do is priceless. How can I put a price on a changed life? I'm priceless. I am not an imposter. And even though I have felt all these negative things about myself, I choose to take my power back. I love, accept, and forgive myself. I love myself because I am very valuable. I accept myself because I'm made on purpose for a purpose. I forgive myself because I was doing the best that I knew how to do in the moment. But now I know better. And I release that out of my cells. These are the 4 pillars. Subconscious, conscious, heart, and I am. We're going to make commands now. So I command my subconscious to reprogram right now and to execute these words. For words are my servants. I command your subconscious to release the belief system for me to charge my value. I release that now. Replace it now. But I charge what I know market is bearing in alignment with my expertise. Just like any job. Just like any job. I command my conscious, which is my gatekeeper, to no longer gravitate and be magnetized to anything that tries to suck me into that BS. I command my heart, which is my manufacturing center, the center of limitations, issues of life. Create a new border. I command you, heart, to not let in any longer anything that even smells like it. I'm allergic. Do not allow it back in. Only allow in the truth. The truth has a signature sound. I command you, I am center. I am that. Embody this now. I am that. I am made on purpose for a purpose. I can never charge my value because I am priceless and what I do is priceless. But I can charge market. That I feel good in, and that I say yes to. I release everything in my cells that is holding on or has that imprint that I need to charge my value, and replace it with the truth. I am priceless. I will charge what I feel good in, from research, from market. My nervous system will be calm. I will know what the truth is for myself, because truth has a signature sound. And I will know the truth when I hear it, when I feel it. And it is the truth that I know that sets me free. And so I decide I am free right now from any sense of imposter syndrome, resentment, bitterness, anger, frustration, unworthiness that was originally tied to that. I know the truth now, and the truth has set me free. Yes, and so it is. Take a breath. Hold. Release. All right, my loves. As always, it was an amazing time. If you're watching this, I forgot to say that about the hashtags, but go ahead and let me know. You're here at hashtag replay. I want to connect with you, and there are other things that we're doing. Make sure that you are part of the email list, so that way I can go ahead and let you know about the latest and greatest. All right, my loves, and until next time, which will be very, very soon, may God's riches and best be yours. I love you. See you Monday. Bye now.